Hello everyone, in this video I will show you how to use these production tools. Right, so I'm in a production sheet and I have few title blocks here. In each title block I have legend view, and in this legend view I have a group for strands. So it's a run 1 strands group. Here I have run 2 strands group. So if I'll modify this one, I'll modify all of them so they are stacked here just along full length of a bed. And I need this view because I will align my wall views here. So I need this line, which is production bed line style, to make it work. But yeah, so this is basically initial setup. And what I will do is that I have already production export views in my assembly views of the walls, right? So what I'm going to do is that I will click on this one and it will ask me which assemblies I want to add to this sheet. So I will start with first assembly and I will go with 45. Yeah, let's go like this. So it's going to run through all assemblies and it should place them on this sheet. Also, it will set view title to no. So now I have only these sheets. So I have my assembly view. I also have the same group for the strands here. So basically, if I will plan my layout of strands, they will update here and also in that legend view, right? So I have these views. I'm just gonna drag them just a little bit like this. And what I want to do, so it's like 10 views, and the rest of them. And what I want to do is now that I want to group them by width and mark. So for that, I'm just gonna draw any kind of line. So I can use this tool for that. So it will align all views, to this line. So I'll just, oh, sorry. First of all, this one will calculate the values of the walls because I want to know what is width and length of the wall in the view, right? Because wall might be rotated 90 degrees. And so I want to make sure I'm not sorting them by this value, by width, but by actual width in the view. So that's why I need to first use this command after I loaded this. So it just makes this rectangle some offset around the wall and also rectangle around the wall boundary. And it also calculates some values, right? So if I'll pick the wall, you'll see I have wall width in view, wall height, and wall top in distance. So these parameters will be used in other push buttons. So when I have these, what I'm going to do is that I will use third command, which will now align views based on the width. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Align views, right? Align views. Then I need to pick the line. I'm just gonna do that. The length of this column is hard coded in a script. So currently you would have to, if you want to change that, you have different size of bed, you need to go here and find that parameter, which I included in instruction. And you can change that value. So, but now it matches what we need. So basically, just stack those walls based on the width, and then at the bottom we have panel mark 21, 22, 19, 18, and so on. And it goes like this, and then the next column here, and then these are different width, right? It changes the depth, so nothing is grouped within these, and then we have 7 feet and so on. So now I kind of get idea of what do I have in my model. So I can use this information and manually move them, or I can just do it like so. For example, I'll pick these and I will say align selected, and then I will pick this legend view where I have this vertical green bed line. It's kind of printing here some information still, but and it's drawing this circle, which we don't need. We can delete this. But what happened now is that they are stacked along this line, which is inside this legend view, right? I need to go into legend view, so we'll see that the side of the wall aligns to this line. And I have here bed separator distance, like 1 feet. So 1 foot. So start and between the panels, right? So it's also hard coded. And if you want to have different distance, you need to go into the script and change that. But hopefully for us, it's the same always. Anyway, what happens here now is 21, right? Okay, so because I selected more panels, so you see another column here, but I don't want to have this. So what I'm going to do is that I will pick more views and I will say align selected, and I will pick maybe a run 2. So it's going to do the same. It's just some debugging currently printing, but we can close that window later. And then these are now stacked again from the depends on the width and mark value, right? It goes up, and then from here the width of the panel is changing. Well, I'm looking at this value, but basically it's using this calculated value in the view. So that's why when I have these small walls here, small spandrel walls, so it's using this value, although length of the wall is in that direction, not in that direction like for other panels. All right, so I have these stacked in this run 2, and I'm just gonna grab these and these, say align selected, pick this one, right? And yeah, let's go there. So these groups are already added because I was testing it before, right? These strand groups, but you need to make sure they really corresponds to the bed I'm placing views. And anyway, in this case, seems to be good. But what happens here is that I'm using schedules here, which are based on the run number parameter in the wall. And if I'm looking in my walls, you'll see that this wall is run number 1. This one is run number 2. So basically, it's kind of, I have wrong information here now because I was changing something. So what I'm going to do is that I will pick these views now and I will say walls from views, right? So what it's going to do, oh, sorry, it does not allow to do that. I need to select it later, right? So I need to select that now. And now you see 10 walls are selected. So basically it selected walls for me, and I can check that run is not okay. So I'm just gonna change this value and make sure that this is correct, right? So all of them have run 1, and I need to do that for these because I probably did this mistake before. And yeah, so I need to fix those. So I'm just gonna pick these walls again, and I will say it's run 2. Just change this parameter which we are using here, and then just gonna do the same for the rest of them. Just gonna drag like so. So just wall views should be selected, and then pick the walls, and then it's a run number 3. So now values and these schedules should be correct, right? Right. So that's okay. Now what happens is that what if I want to move something, right? For some reason, like I want to move maybe this one. So in Revit, like if I'm moving just a view, I cannot like snap to anything what's inside. So that's why what I'm going to do is that I will select this and I will say add view boundaries. So it will add um, like generic annotation family, which should match the top of the wall, the side of the wall, and then also this bed separator line, right? So I have this kind of thing. And then, for example, I don't know, we can do that for more of these, maybe a few boundaries like so, right? And maybe here, I'm just gonna do the same. So maybe I'll delete this and then pick these and then view boundaries again. And what I'm going to do is that now, for example, I'm going to move this one, the view and that annotation family. So you see 2 selected. So it's yeah, view and viewport and generic annotation. If I will zoom in, it looks like so, right? So it matches the bottom and the top of the wall and the side of the wall. So it's using those calculated values, right? So, and then I'm just gonna pick this one maybe, and I will say move. You see, I can snap to this generic annotation family, but because it matches the size of the wall, I can just do it like so, and then move it to here, right? And then I still have this 1 feet in model units and half of feet in paper units, because this view has like half inch to 1 feet scale. Well, it's a bit of calculation needed here, but if we want to play with this, but I guess that's currently what we have. And I'm just going to move this one as well to this position. And of course, I would have to change the the run number, right? So I need to pick this one. Although before that, what I'm going to do is that I will go here and oops, I double clicked on this family. So it's also kind of tricky because all of the views are in the way of each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide this temporarily. I'll go inside of this view and I will make this crop region visible. And I will select all of these lines here. I will remove them because what I want to do is that I want to rotate this crop region. For example, it's 180 degrees for just for strands, right? I wanna have this difference. Okay, so this one is also not right. But what I'm going to do is that I will position my tag to the other side. Maybe I'm just going to create a group. I'm just gonna rotate it. I think it's now upside down, right? Because I want to make sure that it matches the other ones. All right, so now it's not in a good position, I think. So I'm just going to delete this and I will just hide crop view, and I will also go outside and then I'll bring back this element, right? So it matches. So what we want to do is that we will go inside of this and we will run this one again because we want to calculate this again. Because currently, oh, sorry, I want to go outside, select this, wall bounds. So like wall boundaries. And then these lines are created. And then I'm just going to delete this and I will create view boundaries family again. So I want to make sure it's going to and before doing boundary family, I'm just going to remove this one and I will temporarily hide it. And then I will use view boundaries. And oops, sorry, I moved legend views. So now I have this view rotated 180 degrees, right? And then I have this view annotation, which matches the size of my wall. And then this one, this strand group, I had these blue lines inside to make it to align easier. So, but we can delete them later if we need it. Anyway, now I want to move this right from here to here, and that's all right, except that I want to go inside the view and I want to unhide my tag. So I don't want to have this tag on before I create view boundaries because it just has influence on the boundary family position and the size. So we want to make sure no other objects are bigger than the wall, and they should be to the right side if we want to create view boundaries for this viewport. But if you want to have this on that side, so maybe I'll keep it that way. And yeah, so that's the way. And we need those. Sorry, I open it family again. So we need these lines while we are trying to align views or we are adding view boundaries. But later we can hide them, so we can hide boundary lines, and then we need to pick the view, which has view templates. So again, I need to drag around. So in this case, but yeah, so it will turn off visibility of those lines in the view, and then we can start working with our strands. And if we want to update strands, so we'll pick this, but it's just make sure this is like matches the run, because now I kind of messed up my panels. So I need to make sure that these groups are from run 2, right? Because I'm working now. Oops, yeah, on run 2. So all of my panels should have this run 2, not run 1. We want to go inside this, run 2, and so on. So probably all the rest are good. I'm not going to test it, but what if we would just change something, right? We change one strand, update this, and now all the strands will be updated on this bed. if we see something wrong, right? So it means that maybe I didn't change the group, but it seems like all of them now has the same strands, and we can test how does it look, move views around, rotate them if needed in the ways I showed. Yeah, so hopefully this helps to understand what do we have here. If we want to print it, so because of these are quite big on sheet, right? It's big title blocks with some really big values like 19 feet. So we need to reduce the size and print settings changed and so on. So what I did is that you select the title block, select the print settings, and it will tell you like what should be the zoom percentage set for the printing and what should be X and Y values to move the view into the printing area. And this one will add strands, but now I'm not gonna show it because it will place a lot of them. It what it does, it will place strands in the model, strand families in the model at each of the strand line. It's just that now I changed the workflow and we have many groups here. So I have many strand lines and it will insert many strands. So that's why I'm not going to use it now. And we are not at that stage yet. So hopefully in the nearest future, we can just update that and make sure it works with strands. All right, so yeah, I hope you got the workflow more or less. And then if you have questions, let me know. Bye.